You know, high blood pressure can be one of those silent concerns. But what if some support was waiting for you right in your kitchen cabinet? Well, today we're going to explore 5 really powerful traditional herbal recipes. These have been used for generations. They're super simple to make, and they might just help support your cardiovascular wellness. So, you ready? Let's dive in.
All right, so what are we really talking about here? Hypertension. You've probably heard it called the silent killer. And, there's a really chillingly simple reason for that nickname. It can quietly strain your heart, your blood vessels, for years, and you might not have a clue. That's exactly why looking into natural ways to support our bodies isn't just some fun, interesting thing to do. It's actually incredibly important.
Okay, so where do these herbs fit into the picture? Well, for centuries, people have turned to them as powerful allies for the heart and circulatory system. Let's dig a little deeper into how they're thought to help.
Now, this isn't magic, right? It's really about how certain compounds in these plants can work with our bodies. They're thought to help in 4 major ways. First, they can help relax blood vessels, which can ease pressure. Second, they might improve your overall circulation. They also can offer support directly to the heart itself. And finally, they can help dial down inflammation in the body. Pretty amazing stuff.
Okay, with that background out of the way, it's time for the fun part, the practical stuff. We're about to jump into 5 super simple traditional recipes that you can literally make at home today.
First up is an absolute classic, hibiscus tea. Seriously, if you do any research on herbal support for blood pressure, this one pops up everywhere. Why? Because it's one of the most well-studied herbs out there, probably thanks to these cool compounds called anthocyanins. And let's be honest, it makes a gorgeous, vibrant, and really delicious tea. And making it so easy. All you need is about a tablespoon of dried hibiscus flowers for a cup of boiling water. Now here's the key tip. You've got to let it steep for a good 10 to 15 minutes. Don't rush it. That's how you pull out all the good stuff. Then, just strain it. And hey, if you want, add a little honey or a squeeze of lemon. Perfect.
With a lot of these natural approaches, consistency is everything. It's not a one-and-done thing. The traditional wisdom says to aim for 1 or 2 cups of this delicious tea every day for ongoing support. It's a really simple, enjoyable little ritual you can build into your day.
All right, moving on to recipe number 2. This one is a potent combination, the garlic and lemon heart tonic. I mean, we all know garlic is amazing for cooking, but it's also been prized for centuries as an absolute powerhouse for heart health.
Okay, for this one, you really want to pay attention to the first step. It's super important. After you crush a couple cloves of garlic, you need to let them just sit there for about 5 minutes. Why? Well, that little pause is what allows a key compound called allicin to activate. That's the stuff that's believed to be so good for circulation. After that, it's easy. Just add your lemon juice, warm water, a little honey, and drink it down.
So how do you make this a habit? The traditional suggestion is just once a day. A lot of people find it easiest to do it first thing in the morning, kind of a way to kickstart your whole wellness routine for the day. Oh, this next one is so wonderfully warming and aromatic. It's the cinnamon and ginger circulation tea. And just from the name, you can probably guess, this one is all about supporting healthy circulation and just general metabolic well-being. Making this one is a little different. You're actually going to simmer a cinnamon stick and some fresh ginger in water for about 10 minutes. That gentle simmer is what really helps pull all their beneficial properties out into the tea. Once that's done, you just strain it and, of course, add a touch of honey if you'd like.
And the recommendation? It's as simple and comforting as the tea itself. Just 1 warm cup a day.
Okay, now we're diving into an herb with some serious history, hawthorn. In traditional European herbalism, hawthorn is a legend. We're talking centuries of use as one of the top supports for the heart and the whole circulatory system. Making the tea is pretty straightforward, kind of like the hibiscus tea. You pour hot water over the dried hawthorn, but, and here's a pro tip, it needs a longer steep time, about 15 minutes. And you'll want to cover the mug while it steeps. That keeps all those valuable, volatile oils from escaping with the steam. And you're probably sensing a theme here, right? The traditional approach is all about that simple daily ritual. 1 cup a day is the way to go to make this classic heart-supportive herb part of your routine.
All right, our last recipe features something you probably wouldn't expect to find in your teacup: celery seed. I know, it sounds a little surprising, right? But in traditional herbalism, celery seeds are a big deal. They're used to support healthy blood pressure and also to help the body with its fluid balance.
Here's the trick for this one. You want to lightly crush the seeds before you steep them. That's what breaks them open and releases all their essential compounds. From there, it's business as usual. Steep in boiling water for about 10 minutes and then strain. And the guideline for this pretty unique tea? You guessed it, just as simple and easy as the rest. 1 cup once a day.
Okay, it's really, really important that we put all this into context. These herbal recipes, think of them as supportive tools. They are not, and I repeat not, standalone cures. The real foundation for a healthy heart is your lifestyle. We're talking about eating good, potassium-rich foods, cutting back on salt and processed junk, moving your body, managing stress, the whole shebang.
And that brings us to something absolutely crucial: safety. Look, using natural remedies can be powerful, but you have to do it wisely and with a ton of respect for how they can affect your body.
So I really want to pause here for a second, because what I'm about to say is probably the single most important thing in this whole explainer. Just because something is natural does not mean it's safe for everyone, especially when you're talking about potential interactions.
Here's the bottom line, folks. Herbs can and absolutely do interact with medications. Take garlic and hawthorn, for example. They can affect certain heart medications. This is exactly why, and I can't stress this enough, you must always talk to a healthcare professional before you start taking any new herbal remedy, especially if you have a medical condition or you're on any prescriptions. They're the only ones who can give you advice that's safe and personalized just for you.
So, at the end of the day, what are these recipes? They're simple, time-honored ways to support your heart as part of a healthy lifestyle. When you explore them, you're really just tapping into centuries of natural wisdom. So, I'll leave you with a question to think about. What's one natural step, big or small, that you can explore on your own wellness journey?